It's a big what if, it's what if I have to fight? What if it's nothing? And it's a terrifying moment when you find out that there's something there.
One woman is speaking out about her breast cancer scare at a young age. This as new guidelines come out about breast cancer screening. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
There's been some confusion over when women should start having mammograms. The American Cancer Society has said age 40, while the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force has said age 50.
Now new advice from the Cancer Society sort of splits the difference. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood sits down with an oncologist about the new guidelines and with one young adult who believes the guidelines should be lowered.
My initial thoughts are, oh no, not another conflicting, screening recommendation.
The American Cancer Society now recommends annual mammograms to start at age 45, with the option to start them at age 40. The ACS says the changes are because the chances for false positives are especially high for women under 45. That's because they have denser breasts and tumors are harder to spot on an image. One local oncologist says that the shift in guidelines is confusing.
We have 3 different recommendations now from different organizing bodies, which makes it very complicated for women and healthcare professionals to know how to counsel their patients.
But one local woman disagrees with the new ACS guidelines. She needed to get a mammogram sooner.
I think that's just insane. To me, people are finding cancer younger and younger, and why should we be pushing that off?
At an annual checkup, Hannah Savoy found a lump in her breast in her early 20s, which is rare for her age.
Most of the time when you hear about people getting breast cancer or finding lumps, it's older in age, and for me at 21, that was something I didn't think I had to check for.
Savoy received recent news at age 24.
Just about 2 months ago, I was told that I found another lump.
And although both of the tumors are benign, Savoy encourages women to be proactive.
Still knowing that it's there, is kind of terrifying. I do my monthly checks and I'm supposed to go back in if I find other lumps or if I find that it's grown. And at that point in time, that's when I know that it could be something.
If you're 21 or if you're 81, if you feel something that's a change, that you should be alerting your doctor and appropriate testing should be done.
At times it feels like a waiting game.
In Fargo,
hopefully it turns into nothing, but if it turns into something.
Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
What's going to happen then?
The American Cancer Society says the guidelines are only for women with an average risk of developing breast cancer, those without a strong family history. They also leave room for women and their doctors to make individual decisions about screening. The recommendations do not impact health insurance plans, most of which are mandated by federal law to pay for mammograms.
A local teen is being tried as an adult and is facing a first-degree premeditated murder charge. 16-year-old Zachary St. Clair is accused of beating a 55-year-old man to death in a Moorhead trailer home. He could face life in prison if the grand jury finds him guilty of premeditated murder. Court documents say St. Clair and his mom went to the police department voluntarily for an interview with detectives. St. Clair telling them that he killed Bradley Carrington because Carrington had molested him for years. He admitted to punching Carrington in the head on Saturday night after drinking together. St. Clair confessing to investigators that he thought about killing Carrington in the past and he saw an opportunity this past weekend. The judge sent bail today at $750,000. Moorhead police are also looking for one more man they believe is connected to the murder. He's 20-year-old Anthony Rodriguez. Now, if you see him, call police. Do not approach him.
A West Fargo woman wants more people aware of how to handle children with autism. She contacted Valley News Live after she grabbed a 5-year-old boy who was running into traffic along 13th Avenue East in West Fargo. The woman says the child would only repeat words she would say and was nervous he was going to get hit by a car.
We were able to corral him. I picked him up and he did not want to be held. He wasn't crying or screaming, but he was definitely trying to fight me to get away.
The National Autism Association says if you see a child in dangerous situations like near the street or bodies of water, step in and call 911. Drowning, prolonged exposure, and other wandering-related factors remain among the top causes of death within the autism population.
A team without its starting quarterback, Bison Nation, whirling tonight about Carson Wentz missing 6 to 8 weeks as he undergoes surgery tomorrow for a broken bone in his throwing wrist. Valley News Team's Krista Boehm has fan reaction as they remain hopeful.
It's much quieter on a Tuesday night at Labby's Bar and Grill, a place that's known to get loud on game day, but talk at the table
pretty unfortunate
is still the same.
Surprised to hear that he played the entire game with a broken wrist, or towards the end of it anyway.
Though Carson Wentz is out for 6 to 8 weeks playing with the Bison, some fans are concerned for him beyond college football.
Hopefully it doesn't affect his, NFL career, and it would really be fun to see somebody from North Dakota that would make it into the NFL as a quarterback to follow him. That would be really fun.
Just across the way on campus, students view Wentz as a leader on and off the field.
I feel like he leads our team to victory every week that we have a victory, and it's going to be hard without him.
Though fans say the news is heartbreaking, Bison faithful know their team will be ready come Saturday.
I know we have a lot of good backups, and we can still get the job done and strive for 5.
Anytime you're defending 4-time national champion, you obviously have a good team, so I think they'll be okay.
It's going to motivate them. I think they're going to get a little fired up, and from what I understand, it's time to man up and play football.
Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
Beth will have more on the Wentz situation later in sports. And what is your opinion on this? We want to hear it. Join the conversation on our Facebook page. And remember to like Valley News Live. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed.
It's Tuesday and time for another restaurant report card. Tonight we focus our report on a hot spot that has cleaned up its act. This week's Clean Plate Award winner, Bulldog Tap in Osgood. It's this week's winner after receiving a spotless report from the health department. This after received critical violations in the past. Now employees there say it feels good to be rewarded for their hard work, and their advice to other restaurants?
Just keep a great staff and keep on top of everything you do in the bar industry to make a place great.
For other restaurant report card stories, head to valleynewslive.com and watch for our restaurant reports every Tuesday night on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
The spotlight was on as CCRI hosted their annual talent and variety show. Talented magicians taking to the stage along with singers, dancers, and some had a little bit of both. There was even a talent of spinning basketballs for a long time. Their talents drew quite the crowd. CCRI says it gives everyone a chance to shine and grow confidence in their abilities, and it shows.
I like to be on stage so I can be very talented and be good at it.
Art pieces and comedians were also featured tonight.
Staff from the city of Fargo and members of Moore Engineering met today to show some residents exactly where the estimated $4.3 million levee and flood wall project could end up. That's right along University Drive from 58th to 64th Avenue South. The plan developed after the 2009 flood, and today the crew worked with neighbors to show them exactly what the project would look like. Moore Engineering staked out specific project alignments to see the actual footprint of the levee and the clear zone. And for residents living in the area, there will be easements required associated with the project in the private properties that back up to University Drive, anywhere between 10 to 15 feet, depending on the property.
By us walking through the project like this, we're able to see it on the ground a little bit more, help visualize what the project's going to look like, which helps us as the ones that are designing it, as well as the property owners that are going to be affected by the project.
Also today, the board of directors for the Fargo-Moorhead Convention and Visitors Bureau unanimously passed a resolution backing the FM flood diversion as designed or modified by the Corps of Engineers.